Divine Masculines, welcome back. We are here to do an update for your reading. And yes, I was really meditating on this. I'm like, how are we going to work this? This is one of the biggest months. I can say astrologically, I guess, especially because we have had to this point in the year heavy hitting energy. Now for your astrology, compassion and empathy, my loves, it is one of the hardest things. For those of you that are masculines that are coming to this channel, your astrology has been very difficult. You've been in the 12th house. Yes, obviously relating to your star signs, it is going to be different. Now, this is a huge portal of a rebirth for you. It can feel like your nerves are at its wit's ends. I do feel you're holding your cool though. You guys could be actually moving towards vices to deal with your stress levels. We do have the Pisces card here, but I feel it's almost this meditation, this means of a meditation. So it can be tinkering on a car, and by no means do I feel that all masculines are man. Okay, so that's the way this channel is. Regardless, I'm talking directly to the Divine Masculines, and yes, cross-watch is very welcome. Okay, now I have pulled a rune cast. I've pulled your crowning energy. Now, the first message that came through was that, number one, you could be doing a little bit of shadow work, but I feel it's more, if there's triggers coming up, you're moving through them, you're looking at things you need to address in your life in the past. There could be some family-related dynamics going on, some moves and changes relating to career, as well as what you will and won't do for people. I feel that you're like, how would I explain it? The image that is being shown to me is that you're very quiet, okay? You're very quiet, you're really meditating, you're looking at things. Now, we did have a bit of a shift between the 4th and 5th. Bloody computer. Who wants to go to sleep? We all want to go to sleep. Anywho, between the 4th and the 5th, that is because this ruin cast that came through for you, which is quite funny. It's like you could feel a bit like you've just hit a snag. It's because we moved over from Aries, Mars and Aries, over to Mars in Taurus. Now that is really transforming you. And I do feel you're going to be more open to saying what you want to say, addressing some of those things in very bold manners. But you're going to be looking at sustainability. Now, it's funny because when I pulled the rune cast, it was directly linking to Mars. Now, it is in the reverse. I don't think this is a bad thing, though. I think it's a process. There's always a ascension for the ascension. So sometimes, I was looking at J-Lo, for instance, and I believe she's doing a documentary on Netflix. And, everything's a process. And I think psychologically and emotionally, when we're dealing with challenges and choices in our life, which you do have the 7 of Cups in your crowning energy, and by no means do I feel you're looking at, which cup should I pick? I kind of feel it's more you've been there, done that, okay? Bought the T-shirt, you didn't like it. So it's more the lessons and the blessings that you've had, and it's the choices that we've made. And we can be really critical on ourselves for those things. So Mars in reverse for me is because of a transition. That's how it's coming through. This links to Libra, justice, balance and love. Mars, and it is, the shadow sign of Mars is Libra, and it's currently in a Venus house. So it's more to do with the different style of love coming through, and it's what you can do within your energy. You're looking for something that's going to last the test of time. So if you're in a relationship, which we deem in the community as a karmic, it's more if something's really not resonating, and maybe it was more trauma bonding that you were going into it. And for some of you, you may not be in a relationship at all, but still have this kind of push-pull when it comes to going back into a connection, especially directly towards your divine feminine, which is passing, because you're viewing it through a different side of the coin. So colour, red, would not advise anyone to wear red this month. We've got Mars activity going crazy. Everyone's going to be triggered. We're all personally going through a rebirth through the previous eclipses. And so we're going to misunderstand things. We're going to feel triggered. We're not going to necessarily take things very lightly. But with Mars and Taurus, you're going to be looking at your energy and saying, okay, what's going to be stable? What's going to be sustainable? What's going to stand the test of time and not from a codependent point of view. I do feel some of you are looking at your habits and your diet. And these emotions of the past that are coming up are more to do with, okay, I'm deeply reflecting. I'm listening to my needs now. I'm not ignoring them. I'm having a very strong third eye and heart experience relating to this, of all the crap you're juggling, okay? And when we say juggling in layman's terms in the community, it's like, oh my God, this is therapeutic. No, I'm not talking about that. That aside, I'm talking about life's hurdles, okay? The things you're addressing, the balls in the air. For some of you, it's work. For some of you, it's family. But those things, point blank zero, I feel spiritually you're looking at and you're kind of like, okay, I need to be rational with this. I need to restructure things around. I feel you have a major plan. We're going to get into the ruin cast. So Mars, Libra, Crow. Again, with the Crow, I would say it is to do with looking at it from a higher kind of experience, and also what to let go of and what to... It's almost like it's linked to the spiritual realm. So you're spiritually connecting in, taking a bird's eye view, but also with the Black and the Crow, it's to do with your protection, but it's also to do with an observation, and it's occult wisdom, right? Red and air. Prosperity. Hunger, desire, passion. Victory, honor, justice, law, balance, self-sacrifice, self-righteousness. Magical equilibrium. Selflessness. Spiritual purity. Paralysis in reverse. Lack of commitment and impotency. Okay, so it's like you're seeing between the light and the dark of what is hot and what's not, and that's why the big questions come into play of, I'm not attracted to this situation anymore. So there's something in your life that you have outgrown, and it can feel initially almost like we're criticizing ourselves, like, no, this is what you have to do, but you're going back into the polarity, going, but it isn't really attractive. It isn't linked to who I am anymore. So it can feel like an identity crisis, really. Okay. Yeah, it's like just suddenly having this revelation that you are literally feeling, this is not sustainable. I can't keep going on this way. I might have been on the fence, and maybe acted prematurely with the situation, but I think you're going to be really direct with individuals. And I think if somebody's pushing you or manipulating you or bossing you about, there's really going to be this pushback this week. For some of you, yes, this could be a karmic, it could be a family member, but it feels whatever this communication style is going on, unfortunately, yes, it might be towards your twin flame. If there are triggers coming up, it's almost I'm seeing vibrationally, it's like, calm down. You may have triggered them, they might have triggered you. I don't feel logically you've tried to do this on purpose, but you're trying to calm the situation down. For some of you, there's a child situation. And again, only link these things where they directly land, okay? Yeah, there's something that you're wanting to express in the open. This can be to the public. This can be to the people that are maybe not understanding your point of view. I feel you speaking loudly. It's quiet though. It's the calm before the storm, and it's the declaration of where you stand. Declaration of independence. There you go. Love these channeled messages. Okay. In a new style. Wow. I just love this Gemini energy that does come through with Mercury at the moment, because I'm hearing, we're not going to take it. I always get songs. My guides, whenever I am in the energy or around a Gemini channeling, always get songs. They always get songs for me. Okay, there could be a situation documentation, maybe a financial entanglement that you're directly dealing with. I feel you're addressing it. This also could be, yes, I will say that, it could be a circumstance in the mix, something to do with DNA. This could be DNA, it could be a DNA family member, might be a sibling, but there is something in the mix to do with family. This also can relate to tribe. So yes, it could be with children. Okay, what's that? I feel you're trusting your instincts. I feel whatever the circumstances, how it's playing out, you're actually processing it simultaneously prior to actually addressing it. I do feel it's something that you've actually delayed addressing. We have the death card here in reverse. It's like you're wanting to do it in a neat, orderly fashion. You're wanting to not cause any drama. The one word that was coming to me, and it was a beautiful book that I had years ago. It was given to my daughter to read, and it was The Courage to Be Disliked. And I think the biggest thing this month is going to be in standing in our truth, sometimes it is that courage to be disliked, and well, you know, it's almost poker face. We can't live a lie. We can't pretend of how we don't and do feel. But we also, in being authentic to self, you know, it is that honesty and earnesty within our soul, and it does scream out of us regardless. So it can be this, and I feel it coming through the heart chakra at the moment. I might pull a chakra card. It feels very heavy on your chest. It's like it's a heavy cross to bear. That's what I'm feeling. So whatever this is, it's almost like subliminally, psychologically, spiritually. It's like you know what the situation is. You know that this needs to be addressed. You're very wary of these groups, though. There's a lot of insecurities with them. This could be a direct person. This could be the questions where you went down a rabbit hole and you thought, you know, is it appropriate that I do this? Is it due to an insecurity? Are they going to take it that way? But it could be that these individuals are like that and they can be a little bit shady. So you might be really dealing with the circumstance in a very tactical way. Yeah, this is affecting your finances in some shape or form, but it can be actually benefiting them. So it can be something through a severing of a contract, a separation and a divorce for some of you, because we do have the 4 of Wands here, but we've also got pleasure, number 10, you know, severing ties. I feel it's almost like, again, you're looking at your likes and dislikes. There's some fine-tuning that you're doing. But again, I do actually see, you know, for some of you, a physical move, a shift about. There's something in a connection that you're addressing. There's also something for a connection you're addressing. I do feel for some of you, this is leaving somebody out in the cold. It's very funny because counterpart is actually popping up out of this reading. This is quite white lighted. This is quite protected, but there are other circumstances surrounding this that are becoming problematic that do need addressing. Okay, there is going to be a fresh start. You are going to get that, but you need to follow your intuition. I'm hearing the term, you have to be cruel to be kind. I do feel, guys, you do have a major decision to make this week. Try and keep your fluid up. I do feel you're doing it quietly. I don't feel you're wanting any drama, but if somebody pushes you, you will push back. Take care. I will see you next week.